guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. So today we are going to be talking about the Natasha Denona palette and why I don't need it. I've already done a video on that which will go up prior to this one, and I'll just leave it in the cards here. This is going to be like me showing Jenga now, because I didn't realise how many palettes that I've got which do have pastels in it. And fair enough, only a few of them have entire pastels, but I can get pastel looks out of a lot of the other ones. Right, so let me try and grab them and let me show you. Oh my god, it's so heavy. Oh my gosh guys, all these palettes have got pastels in them. What was I thinking when I thought that I needed the Natasha Denona palette? So I'm not going in any particular order, I'm just going to talk to you about the pastel palettes that I have in my collection. Some of them will only have one or two shades in, but you can create a pastel look like that. It can just be very, very subtle. So I think that is going to be this one, to be honest. It's the Huda Beauty Neon Green, and I do have the Neon Orange, but that is more kind of neon than this one is. I do really like this for a subtle pastel look. And I've shown this recently in my high-end collection video, so if you haven't seen that, I'll leave it at the end of the video. Really nice packaging. I got this for $7.99 at TK Maxx, and this is what it looks like. So can you see how I'm going? Like, these two shades in particular are pastels, and then we've got all these pastel like toppers and shimmers. So yeah, I think that I could make a really nice pastel eye look for the spring and summer with that one. So let's put that back. I don't even know how many I've got. I'll tell you at the end. And then we've got this Lizzie McGuire that I got last year by Colourpop. I absolutely love this palette. At first, when I first originally got it, I didn't like this cartoon character of Lizzie McGuire, but it's fun. I just remember saying when I bought it, I just wished it would take that off and the rest of the palette would be pretty cool, but I do actually like her now. So again, only a few shades. I mean, we've got all these shades down here, that pastel, this green, this peach, this purple and pink. So again, yeah, I could do a pastel look with that, no problem. Then we've got this Kaleidos Flower Pug. Now this would be slightly harder, but it does have some pastels in it that I would love to use, just to do a really simple pastel look, which is these greens here. So it's just kind of two shades, a very simple eye look, and then maybe this stained glass one as well. Maybe that stained glass with a pink from another palette would look really, really pretty. And then these shades aren't pastel at all, but yeah, I absolutely love, love, love this palette to pieces. So that's that one. So now we're getting into more Colourpop palettes. So this came down pretty low in my Colourpop 9-pan ranking. So it's a Lilac Hue a lot, but it has got so many pastel shades in it. Like this one here, Ghosting, Zoned Out, Fluff, Wake Me, Cloud. You know, it's got so many shades in there that you could use to do an all pastel look. Fair enough, it would be all pastel lilac, but these Colourpop palettes I'm going to show you now, you can mix. So the next one is my favourite, it's this one, Aura Now. I'm going to get so much use out of this in the spring and summer, hopefully. But yeah, it's definitely a pastel palette, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. Love the greens, love the yellows, even like these like blue greens going down here. Love the entire palette. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that's that one. So like I said, you can mix them to get kind of a rainbow pastel eye if that's what you like doing. I personally love doing that kind of look. I have done one on the channel with a palette I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. So we've got Inner Trance next. Inner Trance is this one here. Now the shimmers in this palette are kind of gritty, I would say. So the shimmers in the palette are kind of gritty, but if you're using it for the mattes, I think it'll make a really gorgeous look. So that's that. Then we've got Mint to Be, again another pastel palette. This one doesn't have that many pastels in it, but it does have a few, like Minty, this one here, Mojito Marmy, this one here. So you could definitely do a pastel eye look with that, and you could mix it with Aura and Dow as well. Let's just put these together and I'll show you what I mean. Show you the colour story. So you could mix them together and it would be absolutely beautiful, would it not? So yeah, that's that. I just thought I would do this video just to show you how much I have got in my collection and why I don't need that Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. And from the swatches I've seen anyway, they're not that good. And I would have to pay that £60 to get the palette. I might get it in Black Friday sale if it's not limited edition. I think it's going to be limited edition though, guys. What do you think? Just leave me a comment down below. The next one is Miss Bliss. Again, it wasn't my most favourite palette that I used last year, but again, you're going to get a really nice pastel eye look. I love this one though. Chakra to me, that one's really, really nice. And then we've got really, really light peaches and oranges in the palette. It's really, really pretty. I'm not going to get rid of any of these Colourpop palettes because I want them as part of my collection. I've spent a lot of money on the collection and I just don't want to get rid of them. And it's good to have variety in your makeup as well. It's nice that I've got this Colourpop collection. At the moment I'm not thinking about getting anything else from Colourpop, but that could all change. So that's that. And the one that I was talking to you about before, you might remember it. I did a rainbow eye with this palette last year. It's the Just a Glitch palette. I don't really like the smaller palettes, but I've got this one and I've got another green one. But quads, I don't have any. I'd like to try 1 or 2 quads just to compare them and then maybe do a smaller eyeshadow palette ranking. Maybe if I've got like 5 palettes I can rank from 5 to 1. But yeah, I could never see me having a lot of smaller palettes in my collection. This one, absolutely stunning. Love this purple, love this mint green here, love this mint green, love this purple and love this white. Love the entire thing, so I'm really glad that I picked it up. And I'll probably use it again this year as well. It's just really, really nice and really, really quick as well for a quick look. Next up, we're moving off Colourpop now. So we've got Moira Sweet Delights. It's not so with this I'm just showing you what I have in my collection and we're seeing, you know, how many pastels I have in the collection. I'm not doing a least favourite to favourite in my pastel palettes. I will be doing that when I've tried them all. This one will come up top 5. It's the Moira Sweet Delights. What's it called? Sweets. It's the Moira Sweet Delights Sweet Series palette. And it just looks like that. I absolutely adore this palette. Absolutely, it is so, so nice. And you can see some of the shades have already got quite a lot of wear and tear to them, shall we say. So it's magical, not surprised because it's yellow. This one here, Sweets. This is a white to pink duochrome. This green down here, nothing compares. Yeah, I'm wearing the imprints of quite a lot of these so far. And again, spring, summertime, this will be coming out. So yeah, there is that. So that one is all pastel. I'm sure it was called something else. Oh, it's just called Moira Sweet Delights Sweet Series Palette. And Lisa kindly bought me that from Banning, Panning and Beyond. I was so surprised when I got it and so, so thankful. The next one up is the Friends Revolution We Were on a Break palette. And most of it is pastels. So again, we could get an all pastel. Shall we do that? Again, we could get an all pastel look out of this. It's absolutely beautiful. So where were we? Yeah, we was just saying it's absolutely beautiful. Why on earth I haven't used this palette is beyond me. I really like this shade here called Duck down here. It's looks like it's getting hard pan already though, so it looks like that's orange. Right, so ignore this one here. I've just done a multi-chrome Monday. So yeah, it's just really, really pretty. Really love that shade. I definitely need to use this really, really soon. It looks absolutely beautiful. And like I said, you know, you're getting a lot of pastels in here. The entire palette is pastels really. It goes a little bit darker down here, but other than that it's pastels. So yeah, we were on a break palette. I got this in the sale from Revolution. I don't think I paid that much for it, maybe £5 or £6. I wait for the sales now when I buy from Revolution, just because I don't really like the formula too much. But so it's hit and miss with everything. All brands go through that phase where you get good palettes and bad palettes. But Revolution get more bad than good just because they're bringing out so many. So the next one, guys, is the Makeup Obsessions Crystal Waves palette. I've not long put a video up on this actually where I did close-up swatches, and it is just full of pastels again. Tell me, guys, why do I need the Natasha Denona Pastel Palette when all these are coming out of my collection? So that's that. And let's put this colour saver back in. I feel ridiculous in the fact that I was actually going to buy it though, guys. I was actually going to spend £60 on a Natasha Denona Pastel Palette, and the only thing I can come up with is, well, the formula. I like to have Natasha Denona's formula, but the eyeshadow swatches that I've seen aren't that great, and the ones that I have seen that are great I have posted in the previous video that I did, which will be linked in the cards like I said earlier. So go and check that out. She does do amazing swatches. What she does is basically she does hand swatches first, or finger swatches should I say, and then she'll go in with a brush and show you just what it would look like on the eyes, but it's obviously on the arm. The next one is the Douce by Juvias Place. Absolutely love Juvias Place's formula, and you're getting quite a few pastels in here. You could certainly do a pastel look with creme here. I've hit pan on that one. This one down here, Macarons, is my favourite shade. This one is a lot like one of the shades out of the Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. So yeah, you could definitely do a look that you could create with that. So in this palette, you're getting quite a few shades that are in the Natasha Denona Pastel Palette. So you're getting this shade here, Tart, which is like her white to pink duochrome. Then you get in this creme shade here, which she has a pink in her palette like that. Then this Macaron shade, she has a mint green in her palette like that. And then this Mont Blanc shade, she has a shade in her palette like that as well. So you, out of this palette alone, with all the palettes that I'm showing you, you'd be able to create a look with all them shades. I just wanted to kind of give you an example of the looks that I can create with this palette. So when I did the Natasha Denona Pastel Palette Can I Dupe It video, I already had the idea of, in a future video, probably in a week or so, I'm going to try and sit down and I'm going to try and see if I can find a picture, maybe on Natasha Denona's website or maybe on Look Fantastic's website, and I'm going to try and recreate that look. But some of them look quite technical, so I might try and see what another YouTuber's done and try and recreate that. I've done that before with Emily's makeup bag when I recreated a look using my Pat McGrath and Bridgerton palette. That's also on the channel as well if you wanted to check that one out. But yeah, I mean, these palettes are good. There's no need for me to rush out and get the Natasha Denona one. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to buy it, but I'm not going to buy it right now where the hype is up here. I'm going to wait a while. I'm going to watch some videos and I'm going to see maybe in a few months if I still want it. If I still want it, then I probably will buy it, but by that point I'm hoping that a sale will come up and I'll be able to get at least 20% off it. The next one is this one. So this is where I got most of the swatches from in that video that I did, whether I could dupe the palette or not. And this is what this one looks like. So it's the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette. The mattes in this palette, guys, are amazing. I will say that about it. Most of these shimmers in this palette are crumbly and I don't really like them. I do like this Sunset Boulevard one though. That's really, really pretty, and I think I like Starstruck as well. The other ones, you can tell are crumbly, those two especially. But yeah, it is a really, really pretty palette. It's a good pastel palette if that's what you want. If you like pastels and you can still get it. Not too sure how accessible it is at the moment. If you can still get it, I would suggest it as a pastel palette. It's nice. The next one, there's only a few shades in this one. So this one is the XX Revolution and Matrix palette, and there's only really like these ones across the middle, they're all pastels. This one down here, this one here, and this one here, and that's it I think for pastels. But again, you could get a pastel look out of this. I've not even used it yet, I've just swatched it. I don't even know if I've swatched it for the channel, I'd need to check that out. The next one, oh, we've got one more Colourpop one, and it's the one everyone loves. It's the Fade into Hue. I need to try it again because I wasn't exactly blown away with it. And this one has got quite a lot of glitters in, but as you can see, it's got quite a lot of pastels in. So again, do I really need the Natasha Denona one? You're going to hear a theme throughout this video because I am trying to talk myself out of buying it. And maybe you guys should talk me out of buying it. Anything you want to leave in the comments, just leave it, let's have a conversation. The next one, we've got a few pastels in here as well. It was the Beauty Bay and Nikkie Tutorials palette. So we've got this pink here. I hate this with it being like this. We've got this pink here, Blending Snap, this yellow Vela shade, that is gorgeous. This Plot Twist shade here, and then we've got Pride there, Roxy Catan there, Aura there, Mama Tutorials there. So we've got quite a few pastels in there, and we could definitely do that pastel eye look. What I'm realising is you don't need a full palette of pastels to do a pastel eye look, even though I have got some of them. And what I'm going to do at the end of the video is we'll count all the palettes that we've got that do have pastels in them, that we can get a pastel look out of, and then I'll count the ones that are fully pastel. I think there's only 2 left after this. So again, this has a few pastels in it. It's the Morphe Maddie Ziegler, the Imagination palette. I absolutely love this palette. I love the pastels in it, and I like the fact that it's kind of a neutral palette as well, so you can use it for work. Only used it once for videos, so it's just that row down there, the 3rd row. It's really, really, really pretty, and I'm loving like all these down here. Like when I used this palette, I did that look that she created on the front, and it will be on the channel somewhere if you want to go and check it out. Like I said, it's got some amazing neutrals in there for your everyday look. So yeah, I really, really like that. The next one coming up is fully pastel. So we've got the 35i Morphe Icy Fantasy palette. And my sister got me this for Christmas a couple of years ago, so it just looks like that. The shimmers in it, guys, aren't great. But what I can do is pull shimmers from a different palette and just use the mattes in here. Now, I don't normally tend to do that, but it has got a lot of matte pastels because it is primarily a pastel palette. It's absolutely stunning. I think I liked this one though, that was in there. So that is what that one looks like. And then it's the last one. The last one is a recent purchase. Now, I didn't intend on getting this, but I saw that I had some rewards on Revolution. You probably already know which one it is because I'm talking about it, and I said this in that video when I did the swatches. It's a Revolution Remix Shadow Palette. So it comes like that, and just by looking at that you wouldn't think it was a pastel palette, would you? And then that's what it looks like. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? It's more stunning than some of the palettes I've got there. So I don't know, like for instance I could get rid of that Morphe one, that Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy. I think I'll use this. I think I'll use this first and see how the mattes perform, and if I like the mattes, then I'm going to get rid of that Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy palette, and I think I'll pass it on to my niece. It's only right that it goes to her because obviously my sister bought it for me. So let's count these up. I've got more than I thought, guys. Right, so I've got 7 palettes that you can do pastel looks out of, and now the full palettes have really shocked me, so let's just count them up. So we've got 13 full pastel palettes, so I'm glad I've sat down to do this video with you, because that's teaching me not to keep buying the same palette over and over again. It's like repetitive spending, isn't it? So yeah, I'm definitely not going to get that Natasha Denona palette for now. There is one by Pat McGrath that is on my wish list, so I'm going to save up for that, and I'd rather spend the money there on shades that I don't have, because you can't really get her special shades anywhere. They're just so beautiful, and I've got a few of her palettes now, and I've got 2 quads on the Pat McGrath and Bridgerton palette, the first one that she brought out, and they do have special shades in. But I do want the Utopian Dreams, which has 4 of her special shades, I believe. So yeah, that is the next wishlist product, but I'm going to wait until Black Friday to buy it, because it's just so expensive. Even when you buy it at Black Friday, it's £86. When you buy it full price, it's £120. It's absolutely ridiculous that they charge that much, but I guess it's Pat McGrath and she can. So yeah, I've got 20 palettes, 20 pastel palettes that I can do different looks with, so I don't need that palette, and I'm talking myself out of it, but I need your guys' help to talk me out of it as well. So guys, this concludes the video. What do you think of the new series that I've started? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. If you like these kind of videos, please hit that like button. It really does help out my channel and push it out there for people to see it as well. As always, I appreciate all your support that you've given me over the years, months, days. If you're just a new subscriber, it means the absolute world to me. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.